As a student in Avon Old Farm, I studied journalism, but came to a halt after I was recruited by the Army in World War II. I served in Germany and France, but I served in Germany and France and went back to New York, and after that I became a journalist, which brought me to my first novel. Well, some of the characters in my book were actually supposed to portray me. As for example, in the book Revolutionary Road, Frank Wheeler was turned 29 at 1955, the same as I did. And some other characters were also some ideas of James Joyce in the Dublin Yearbook. I made the book look like a day-to-day lifestyle, leading eventually to rage, because I wanted to show the readers what happens in their minds every single day. Just as the book in Frank Wheeler and April Wheeler also did this. They wanted to live in their own unique lives. That's why they changed, wanted to go to Europe and just change. My books were not read as much as the other popular ones at the time, but the people who did read it, I hope you enjoyed it. The major theme in all my books is to capture the everyday life of man and woman. As you saw in my book, April and Frank had the normal routines every single day, but they wanted to overcome this obstacle and go to Europe, as said in the book. So all of my books are related to realism. In all of my books, I chose middle-aged people because it related to me. I was middle-aged at the same time as I started writing my novels. Most of which were all couples and had bad marriages and somehow suffered a bad ending at the end. The obstacles actually made it easier for me to write my book because I suffered tuberculosis, which gave me 2 years of extra knowledge of reading and writing. I grew up in an unstable house with divorced parents. I moved from house to house because of the divorce. I then after joined the Army, and when I came back I suffered loneliness and depression, which inspired me to write my first novel. The marriage that April and Frank Wheeler had did have a reflection towards my marriage with Sheila, which we produced Sharon. We both had tensions such as April and Frank. We also went to Europe, except they didn't. We went to Europe, then after we came back, I don't know. I had a pretty bad life in the beginning, but got overall better towards the end. I suffered with tuberculosis, the bad marriage, the war, and people failing to read my book. But at the end, I left my legacy and my name behind.